Hello, welcome. Oh my gosh, it has been a whole year. Just kidding. But it is 2025. And some of you probably know that I haven't been around for a bit. I was on a nice little vacation meeting my new Colombian family, and I'm back. Had a little bit of excitement, as I'm sure you did as well. So let's just wait for a minute or two while we get a few people on. When you get in, tell me where you're calling in from and how is your 2025 starting? Are you excited for today's cooking class? Because I totally am. In fact, I saw this rage. Yes, it's sort of a TikTok. Hi, Monica. I've seen this trend on Instagram and I saw it and I was extremely intrigued. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you as well. I was intrigued with this recipe because I thought I could totally epicurize it, make it super, super tasty. And so I made it last night. I had to sample it just to make sure it was awesome, and it totally is. So I'm excited. This is my first live in-person cooking class online for 2025. I hope you've been enjoying the recipes I've been sharing with you. But today, what I'm going to be featuring is our super green pesto. This is a brand new product to the line. I've sampled it a couple times, but today I'm going to make a pesto pizza. And I was introduced to pesto on a trip to Italy. And of course, I don't know, fun food fact, pesto comes from the Genoa area, which is like Cinque Terre, sort of by Monaco. And the history of it is, this was the competition to Venice. Venice was actually in the spice trade, and it had everything. But Genoa didn't, but they had lots of basil. And so they came up with pesto, and you're gonna love this recipe. So let's get started. Let me show you this fun recipe. It is so darn easy to make. And if you are gluten intolerant, I'm going to be your best friend. This is not going to be a crust made from, well, of course, it's going to be gluten-free because I'm going to put a little bit of this in, but it's going to be with cottage cheese. So let's get started right off the bat. So I've got my nesting bowls here. If you don't already have them, they're sold in a set of 3. And I think I'm going to use the middle size today. And what this is going to contain is cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is so darn good for you. I love cottage cheese. And if you're turning your nose up going, I don't like cottage cheese, you need to retry it again, because cottage cheese started way back in, well, it goes back to the Europeans, but it had a huge upswing in the 70s. And then it sort of went off by the wayside. And then most recently, like in the just in the last year, it's come on like gangbuster. And so I'm going to show you how we're going to make a cottage cheese pizza dough. Are you guys excited? Hi, Shelly. So I've got, of course, 2% cottage cheese in here. And sometimes you'll notice when you buy your cottage cheese, depending on the brand, that your curds in here can be quite big. So if they are a little bit bigger than normal, what you may want to do is use your spatula and just break it up a little bit. You want it sort of smooth, but it can have chunks. Not to worry, it doesn't have to be perfectly processed. Now we need to thicken this up. So we're gonna do 2 things. We're gonna add some of our pancake and waffle mix. Not the whole package. I will put the recipe up on my website. I'm doing half the recipe today just because I made it last night and we don't need to have a ton of food here. And I want to have this for dinner tonight because I'm going to have a whole half a pizza for myself, 100%. That was an egg, and we're going to mix this up, and it's going to be thickened. Now you can add some seasoning in here, and because we're doing a pesto cottage cheese pizza. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so good. You may want to put a couple things. Now, with our super greens pesto, I'm not using the whole package. Again, the recipe will be on my website, but you may just want to sprinkle, I don't know, half a teaspoon in there. The other thing that you may want to add is, of course, you know I love SPG. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of that in just to get some extra flavor, because you know I am a spice girl after all. So how's your new year going, guys? Carol, I see all these hearts. I'm thinking that you love SPG as much as I do. Is that correct? So here's what it looks like. Now, what we're gonna do is, I've got the oven set to 350 degrees. I've already done the TV version, so I've got one already baking, but I want you to see the consistency of this. So on a baking tray, and make sure you use a liner so that, hey, you can keep your pan clean. We're going to just put this onto our tray. Good, right till the very last drop. Spread it out. And hey, if you're doing this for Valentine's Day, you could make it a heart-shaped pizza without having to stretch it and whatever. Just shape it however you want. So I'm just roughly gonna make it sort of roundish. Thin it out. That's how it looks. And this is going to go into the oven now for about, I don't know, 15 to 18 minutes. I cooked it yesterday. Let me show you and tell you some tips here, okay? So let me just shove that in. I'm gonna set the timer so I don't forget. Just in case I get talking too much to you guys. Okay, so I did this last night, and the original recipe said 20 to 25 minutes. So whenever I see a recipe and I don't know how to use it, I usually cut back about 5 minutes and sort of check it, but I was busy. So this is how it originally came out, and I thought, oh no. But I noticed that when I was trying to lift it off, it actually was a little stickier on the bottom. So I flipped it over and I just baked it for another couple minutes. So that's how I know it only takes, hi Bernice, my lovely mom. Anyway, so I flipped it over and this is what I've got. So it's a pizza shell, and this is totally made of cottage cheese, gluten-free flour, and an egg. And so it's got a really nice consistency. And yes, I tasted it, it's delicious. Okay, so we've got this done. We need to make that pesto now. So if you have a little blender, grab it. A couple things I learned about this. When you're making our pesto and the recipe's on the package, it says in a food processor, combine the seasoning mix with some spinach, some olive oil, some unsalted nuts or seeds of your choice, blend it till smooth. I'm adding some Parmesan cheese because it's pizza after all. And so what I've learned in the process is when you're putting your spinach in so it doesn't get caught up at the very top, chop it up, okay? So chopped up spinach. You don't need to add basil because it's here. So we'll put, again, recipe on my website. I'm going to add pine nuts because I love pine nuts and I always have them in the house. And my olive oil. And you'll want to make sure you may find, depending on your spinach and how you measure things out, it might be a little thicker than you planned. So if you need to have a little bit of water on the side, hopefully I've got the measurements about right for me. Shake it down so you don't have those things at the top, and we're going to blend it. I've got the TV version as well. This will take a little bit of time. Okay, so we're just going to keep this going for a bit, but I'm going to set this aside because I made it already. But you can see how you may need to get a spatula and pull it down and maybe add a little bit of extra olive oil, or if you want, a little bit of water. And what you're looking for, let me move this out of the way, is the consistency of this. Okay, looks good, great. Now, how easy is this going to be? We've already got our really good high protein base, and we're going to put some pesto down here. Now, when I was introduced to a pesto pizza, I actually was traveling with my two little boys and my husband, and we went to an island off Vancouver Island called Galiano Island, and it's this idyllic, oh my gosh, out of this world, amazing little island, and there was a little shop, and I always like supporting local people, and there was a bakery in there, and she sold pesto pizza. And that was my beginning introduction to pesto pizza. It was super expensive. This is not that expensive to make, but I went back there, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. Like I was going a little nuts about it. So now you can make it from home. Now, I went to the grocery store. I just got back on my trip, so I did have to do grocery shopping, and I want to talk to you about that in a minute. But you can put any kind of vegetable that you want on here. I debated, do I want to put broccoli on here? But I have broccoli for another meal. But I came across these tomatoes. They didn't have any cherry tomatoes at my grocery store until today, and I was shopping yesterday, so I didn't know what these tasted like. I can't remember the brand of them, but if you get a chance to see these orange ones, grab them. They are so tasty, so tasty. I also went and bought mushrooms because I love mushrooms. I always have mushrooms in the house. So I fried these up already with a little bit of onion. I had onion because I was making a Mexican recipe this week. So I'm going to put mushrooms and onions on here. If you wanted to put meat, go ahead, have at her. But I wanted to get some vegetables in me. While I was traveling, I was down in Colombia, by the way. I don't know if anyone's been to South America, but they love their meat, pork, beef. But vegetables, when it came to root vegetables and things like that, almost non-existent. It was like, wow. So I've been craving vegetables. Now, if you don't have, I put Parmesan cheese on there, but I'm also a big fan. And when I went to that little shop when I was in Galiano Island, she actually had feta cheese on it. Feta cheese, sun-dried tomatoes. So I'm just grabbing what little bits and pieces I have in my fridge that I don't think I'm going to be using in other recipes. I've got this basically done. You can sprinkle a little bit of extra SPG on the top. And we're gonna bake this in the oven for about 10 minutes. So let me talk, okay, so how easy was that? Couldn't your meal be super, super, super easy and fast? Okay, so I wanted to share with you a couple other things. I'm not sure if you're aware, but we have just launched the brand new Good Food Real Results program. Our Epic Life Challenge has officially started. I am on it, and that's why I went grocery shopping. What I love it when you join this program, the program's free, by the way, but if you want the booklet, you can order a digital version so you can read it tonight, or you can get the hard copy. I did both. But what I love about it, I'm in week 1. I know exactly my menu plan for the week because I actually just took a picture of this and went to the grocery store. Before I went to the grocery store, I checked off all the things that I already had in advance, so I'm not wasting any money, and I have a game plan. Now, this booklet actually has the exact recipes of things that you're gonna make for the week. You've got all the ingredients to make them, from breakfast to your main course, all the way to dessert. Yes. And when you're joining this program, a lot of people in the new year tend to, make New Year's resolutions and say they want to get super healthy in 2025. And a lot of people, hey, Kathy, good to see you as well. A lot of people tend to go to gyms. Now, I'm going to tell you something about a gym. You can't outrun a fork. What am I talking about? Okay, so here's the deal. If you go and work out at a gym, and hey, don't do that because it's really good for weight and weight strength and muscle and things like that. But when it comes to weight loss, if you go work out at the gym, for example, for 1 whole hour doing weight training, you will expend approximately 360 calories. And if you go supersize something or walk out the door and go buy, Booster Juice, something, and it's got 1,200 calories, and you were there for an hour working out, you're already out eating your fork, okay? So there you go. So I want to make sure that if you've made a New Year's resolution this year that you want to get healthier and eat your way to good health, that you maybe consider looking at the Epic Life program, jumping in, checking it out, seeing how Epicure is a perfect fit for doing an exercise. And we recommend, 30 minutes to an hour worth of, like, even if it's just walking around the block, like, it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money, but really watch what you're putting in your body. It doesn't have to taste crappy. It can taste absolutely amazing, like the meal I'm making today. So check it out. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, because I just got home, my Epic box arrived. And if you're not familiar with the Epic box, this is a subscription box that arrives every single month if you purchase it. And I have actually, and so we are opening up this together. I do not know what's in it. Some of you probably do already. Okay, so here we go. Steamy honey, garlic, salmon, and veggies. Yum. Oh, now they would not put this recipe thing in unless they had the items in here for me to make it. So in this box this month, we have skillet lasagna. This is a brand new product for the season, actually. And I will let you know that new product did add to the line on, I believe it was the 3rd of January, the 6th of January. I don't know. It's just already we're like the 9th of January and I don't even know where the year went. Mac and cheese. Come on. I mean, this is a staple. And every time you purchase one of these, we donate to food banks. So just so you know, that's a feel-good, taste-good product. Cheeseburger pasta, family favorite. We have rotisserie chicken. Yum. Of course, our honey garlic meatballs, which would make sense for that recipe. This is very popular. A dessert, how about sweet banana bread or muffins, excuse me. Still got a cold. And, oh, look at this, SPG, because I probably am gonna have a spice emergency because I use this all the time. So what a great collection. Now, when you purchase this, I will also let you know that when you buy a subscription box, every time a box gets shipped to you, a meal will be shared with 7 other people through food banks in Canada and the United States. So again, buy one, give to 7 people. Like, you don't have to give it, the company will do it on your behalf. This, by the way, makes a great gift. So if you have people in your life, for example, someone's traveling, like I was just in South America, and I was kicking myself so much that I didn't pack these packages for the ladies' home that I was staying at, because it could have been so easy for me to make meals. I was really struggling finding some spices down there. They have very different spices and cook very differently. Ask me about my turkey project. Anyway, so yeah, this could be great for someone who's got a new home. If you have someone who's expecting a baby and you know that those new parents are going to be sleep deprived, these make quick, fast, easy meals in 20 minutes or less. So you can purchase one for yourself, but if you just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to give one to so-and-so, you can, before the end of the month, go into your account and change the address of where you want this shipped to, and it can ship anywhere in your country. So if you're from Canada, you can ship it anywhere in Canada, and if you're in the United States, you can ship it anywhere in the United States. The only caveat is if you have friends in the USA and you have the box in Canada, it's going to be a bit of an issue because the company won't do that, okay? And it's all about labeling. So anyway, I see some of you have to run, but I've got about 2 minutes. Let's just take a look and see how my pizza's doing, because I'd love to pop this out so you can see what it looks like. So here is our pizza for tonight. When I made it, I was like, I wonder if it's going to, remember, because of course, the cottage cheese is quite runny and whatever. I wondered if it would actually be able to hold it like a pizza can, and it totally does. Now, you can use a knife. I noticed I did not bring a knife to my counter, but you can also use our scissors. There you go, folks. Here is your pesto cottage cheese pizza. Super, super healthy. Lots of veggies, lots of good green things, lots of antioxidants. I believe that you're going to love this recipe. So give it a try. I'll put it up on my website later today. My website is jmflavors.com. Come back next week. I don't know what I'm going to be into, but I'm going to be focusing on the new products. There's 6 new products that hit the line for 2025. And I've already got some seasonal favorites, and I'm going to be showing you some great alternate recipes other than what it says on the package. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Shelly and Irina and Bernice, and I think I saw, oh gosh, I can't even remember who else I saw in here. Melissa, Deborah, Carol, Kathy. Everyone, I'm so glad to be back here cooking in my kitchen again. I can tell you, I love to cook. There is nothing better than a meal at home made in minutes. Take care, everyone. Come back again, and Happy New Year for 2025. Bye for now.